What's up, everyone? We're back today. Got a little video today from the Neville Sub. This one is called Here's Something That I Do That Helps Me Feel It Real, Puts Me in the State of the Wish Fulfilled. 1. Go somewhere where you can be alone and settle down in someplace comfy where you can relax and clear your head for a few minutes. 2. So what I do is I basically talk to my past self. Past self being me prior to having my wish fulfilled. And I tell her the story of how everything worked out and that my desire conformed exactly the way I wished it to. I add as much detail into the story to help me feel it more real, and I notice that as I'm speaking, I lose myself in the story. It personally makes me feel as if it's true, and doing this technique more often would help me feel it more and more each time, as if it's true. So, don't just robotically say your wanted story, actually try to tell it as if it already happened. I used to do this before I knew about the law, and looking back, I realized that it had worked in so many different places in my life. As I would tell my past self the story of how it all worked out, I would also include fears that I had. So if there's a third party situation with an SP, I'd be like, see, there was no reason to worry. The third party is nowhere to be seen. It would definitely help me feel better, so I suggest for you to try it out. Let me know how it works for you. So in the comments, we've got Different Cut 6992 said, I did the same and also made sure to specifically speak on how my wishes being fulfilled made me feel. I Googled a list of positive adjectives to use while describing how I felt having everything I wanted. It helped me tremendously. It helped me really feel like I had everything I wanted, and I feel like that is the key when it comes to manifesting. I started this last January because I wanted to move to a different city, and now I have a nice apartment on the river and a VW Beetle. It's my dream car since I was 12, and I'm 31 now. So that's what I spoke on having to my past self. That August, I moved to my new city into a great apartment right on the river. Then in November, my car broke down and I was low-key kind of devastated, but guess what? I ended up getting a new VW Beetle. I also want to mention that between January, when I first started manifesting my move, and May, I received random bonuses at work totaling around $4,000. This helped me a ton saving for the move. I truly felt like the universe was aligning everything for me. These bonuses were not something that happened every year at my job and was unexpected. I truly think the key with manifesting is to align your feelings and emotions with how you would feel if you already had what you're manifesting. Just find a manifesting technique that works for you and achieve those feelings. So, I really like this technique. That's why I wanted to present this post to you guys, share this with you guys, basically talking to your past self. Your past self being you prior to having the wish fulfilled, telling them the story of how it all worked out, how your desire conformed exactly the way you had wished it to. Add as much detail into the story to help you feel it more real, and notice that as you're speaking, you lose yourself in the story. Personally makes me feel as if it's true, and doing this technique would help me feel it more and more each time. I mean, this reminds me a lot of the practice of scripting, because in the scripting, the way that I've done scripting is I will write a scene that is exactly a scene that I'm manifesting in the future, but I'm writing about it as if it's either in the present or as if it's already happened. And actually, I really do think, now that I think about it, the writing it as if it's already happened can be really, really nice. I've actually written, in the past, I've written letters. This may sound really silly, but I've written letters to myself from my SP. And my SP, my current person, they wrote me notes in my journal or things that look almost, they look very similar to those letters that I had previously written to myself. I've also written scenes. Of course, not all of them have come into fruition. Some of them are very specific and very involved and involve achieving pretty big goals and dreams. But the act of writing down a scene and adding the detail into the story, I think with scripting has been that's where I've experienced the power in this. Talking to your past self. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, I haven't practiced this in the way that she's described it here. I haven't practiced, but like I said, I've had success with this in the format of writing this and scripting this with as much detail and adding in so much detail. So I'm excited to actually give this a try. Let me know if you guys tried anything that's similar to this. I really like the idea of you telling your past self. I have actually done hypnosis, which is like a past life or like a regression, to where there's two versions of you and you are comforting your inner child, comforting the child version of yourself in order to sort of heal past traumas. I think that with that being said, this is a very useful technique because I've seen similar things used in hypnosis for therapeutic purposes, and I think it can be very, very powerful. With that being said, talking to yourself in this comforting way is another way that I think where my mind goes to for this is that helps you be a little bit more detached as well, because now you're viewing yourself as another person. You're entering a third person point of view, and you are now seeing yourself, seeing perhaps the state of mind that yourself is in, your current self, in a more objective state, because now you've transferred your consciousness almost into this future version of you. So you are now able to observe the current version of you and help them, allow them to see, comfort them, and guide them through this process, because that is something that's so effective about hypnosis. A lot of the affirmations, I noticed you guys, when I had a poll here, most everyone wanted I am affirmations. And I am affirmations I think can be great. Somebody made a comment also about how your own voice can be more helpful as opposed to listening to affirmation tracks. In my personal viewpoint, now this is my opinion, you're free to disagree if you want to. I think that one of the most powerful ways to take in affirmations, yes, obviously listening to your own voice or saying them to yourself and listening to your own recorded voice can be very powerful. Absolutely, that might be one of the most powerful ways. But I think maybe even more powerful than that perhaps is listening to you are affirmations. And the reason for this is because if you have ever gone and undergone hypnotherapy or hypnosis, the hypnotherapist is able to guide you. So you have a voice telling you, you are now relaxing. You are now allowing this little by little to impress into your subconscious mind. You are now experiencing this state. And when you have that, see, we have been programmed throughout our entire lives to listen to authority. And when you have somebody telling you, throughout your life, you've had experiences. This is sometimes where these limiting beliefs come in. And that's why I harp on the fact of removing your limiting beliefs, going to the root, going to the source. Because a lot of the times it is something that we've had in our past, something from our childhood, perhaps, and it is somewhere along the road, we have received messages from these authority figures. It could be our parents, it could be our teachers in school, it could be friends that we've looked up to and people in our life that we've come across that have said, you're not this, you're not gonna be able to do this, or maybe they've implied it in some form or fashion, and that is where these negative beliefs take root. But when you go into hypnotherapy, when you listen to somebody that has authority, they are a hypnotherapist, they are a hypnotist, and they are telling you, they've gotten you into this state of akin to sleep. They've gotten you into this state where your brain waves and your subconscious is now receptive to the messaging that they're giving you. And they're telling you in a very, very certain way that you are now entering into this state. You are allowing yourself to become more confident. And that can be very, very powerful because it's overriding the statements that you've received from the outside world in the past, And it's now overriding with this new authoritative voice telling you, no, you actually do have the ability to achieve this. You are this great person. You are this amazing person. And anyways, that is why I really like the idea of you are affirmations being told to you the same way. You would never hear a hypnotist saying, I am becoming more drowsy. I am allowing myself to become more relaxed. You'd say that sounds ridiculous, right? In hypnosis, they always speak to you. You are now allowing yourself to feel more and more at ease. And anyways, that's one thing that I think is very interesting and useful about this technique is your ability to withdraw, pull your consciousness to this future version of yourself and speak to yourself. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. This is a very interesting technique, and I've gone in detail on why I think so. So I'm actually excited, like I said, to try this out for myself. Let me know if you guys try this, give this a try. I would love to hear how your experience is. With that being said, guys, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this, and I will see you guys in the next video.